I'm Jessica, and I'm the teen coordinator at Thomasville Public Library. So we have not been able to see you in the library since, what, March now? Whoa, so it's been almost 4 months. So we have gotten a ton of new books in since we have been closed to y'all. And even though we try and post pictures online, sometimes you don't really know what the book is about. So I've got a whole entire new section of books for you to check out, and I'm going to talk about a few of them. So the first one that we have is Candle in the Flame, and it is about a girl named Fatima, and she lives in a city, a thriving stop that's on the Silk Road. And it's about like people of all faiths, and they just are very loving people where she lives. And so, but the city has its past. It has a very dark past. And so it's basically a story of how she is able to come back and thrive and help make the city a better place. So check out The Candle in the Flame. It is fantastic. And then we also have a book called A Phoenix First Must Burn, and there are stories by about 12 different Black authors. And this is a book that is very empowering. It is about Black girl magic, fantastic stories. A lot of them are fantasies, so if fantasy is your jam, then definitely check this one out. I've read a few stories in there, and it is fantastic. So if you like romance, then we do have these two books. This one is Our Wayward Fate. This author, Gloria Chow, she also wrote a book called American Panda. And then we have one called Verona Comics. This is a slight retelling of your Romeo and Juliet stories. So basically their parents own competing comic book stores. And of course they fall in love. So if you like romance, definitely try these. Now we do like a little bit of adventure. So this is the third book in a series, and it's called The My Calamity Jane. And it is by Cynthia Hand, Brody Ashton, and Jody Meadows. And this is more about Calamity Jane, the Western, the cowgirl. So they do have two other books in the series. One is My Plain Jane, and that one is more about ghosts. And then they have My Lady Jane, which is about Jane Eyre. So if you like really fun and comedy-based retellings, definitely check this one out. If you like historical fiction, we do have one called They Went Left, and it is by Monica Hess. She also wrote the book, The Girl in the Blue Coat, which was one of my favorite books that I read last year. It has a very big mystery around it. So this one, it takes place in Germany in 1945 after they are liberated from the Nazis. So if you like the 1940s, World War II, then I would definitely try this one and check it out. If you are a boy and you like adventure, I know I've gone over some romance and everything, then try this one. This one is by Taran Matthew, and this is the first book in the series. And he is basically, he can summon demons, and he can make them do their bidding and everything. So if you like the dark fantasy, then this one is for you. Now, one of my favorite books that I have ever read teen-wise was One of Us is Lying. It had a very Breakfast Club feel to it, if you know the movie from the 80s, where it's just a group of friends and somebody dies and they're trying to figure out who in that classroom killed the person, and it's just a lot of mystery. Well, this one is the sequel, and it's called One of Us is Next, and it is about one of our main characters in the last book, her sister, and it has a completely new twist and new mystery. So if you like the first book, then definitely pick this one up because it is so good. Now this one is by one of my favorite authors. He is actually from North Carolina, and it's called Ashlords, and it's by Scott Raiken. And this is basically about, it's an adventure, and they race phoenixes. So the horses that are on fire, it's about phoenix racing. And the second book is coming out in a few months. So if you wanted to go ahead and get started on that, and if you liked his series Nixia, whenever it first came out, which is also a very fantastic adventure space sci-fi story. Definitely pick this one up because he is a great writer, and we always want to support North Carolina authors as well. And then I'm going to showcase one more. So I'm all about retellings this summer because of our theme, and so this one is Time of Our Lives. And I actually did a book talk on the other two books by this couple. And so this couple is Emily Weberly and Austin Sigmund Broca. And this is about two teenagers who they've never met before, and they go to tour colleges. And so they kind of keep crossing paths, and of course, they fall in love. So this one is so great if you read the other two books that I suggested, or if you just want a really lighthearted read, then you can pick that one up. As you can see, we have a bunch more. We have some realistic fiction. We have some sequels that have come out that are action and fantasy based. We have some more Alex Rider's that came out, and I know a lot of you are huge fans of Alex Rider series, so we've got two more books in that series. We've got some books that have been on Netflix, so we have All the Bright Places, so you can check that one out. If Riverdale is one of your favorite shows, then we have two Riverdale books that kind of go past the storyline in the show, so these are also available. Then we had a Sabrina one somewhere. I think it's checked out, but if you like Sabrina as well, then we do have some Sabrina books. So I'm going to move on to audiobooks. I know we all have phones now, but audiobooks are still a great way to listen if you're in the car, or if you're at home cleaning and you just have a CD player. So we do have some new ones. We have The Fountain of Silence. We have Sadie, which if you love like true crime and like podcasts, this has a story on top of having a podcast feel to it. We have With the Fire on High. The Sun is Also a Star, so that was a fantastic book, a really good movie, so if you wanted to listen to it, I have listened to it. It's one of my favorite audiobooks, so definitely try that one. If you like poetry, we've got something for poetry covered for you. We got Children of Blood and Bone, which one of the best fantasy books that I read, I believe it was last year or 2 years ago, but super good. We do have a copy of The Hate U Give now, so I know we have a few copies of the books and we have the movie, so if you want to listen to it, then here's an audiobook. We have another fantasy called The Illuminae Files, which is a great series. And then we also have The Gentleman's Guide to Vices and Virtues. And now, I know a lot of you like comic books, so we do have some new comic books. So this is a new series. It's called Samurai 8. And this is by the creator of Naruto. So if you like Naruto, then you may want to check this out. We have the first two copies. So, and that's all that they have so far. So they're going to keep coming out. So it's brand new. We have a new Spider-Man graphic novel, and this is in the Gamerverse. So this is the very first issue in this publication. And like you see, it's got fantastic pictures, very colorful. But instead of him being in real life, he is almost like a game version of himself. We have a graphic novel that's in the form of a comic book called Heavy Vinyl. So if you like music or if you like the 90s, then definitely try this one. We have some women of comics. So we've got Black Widow and we have the Black Cat. So if you are a huge fan of Marvel, here's some new ones. And we also have the new Teen Titans one as well. So if you are a fan of DC and Teen Titans, then we have that as well. I do have a bunch of new stuff that I wasn't able to pull for you and show you, but we promise that hopefully we'll be open soon and you can come and browse all the new stuff. If you want to see more new books as they come in, then just let us know, and we can always do this again because we have a bunch of books. So if you wanted to check one out that I have talked about before, then just give us a call. And we can put it on hold for you, and you can just pick it up in the meeting room where we're doing all the holds. So it was so great talking to y'all, and I hope you enjoyed this little sneak peek of all the new stuff that we have for you at the library. Thank you. Bye.